The US and Western nations have always been shown as the best in every aspect, be it economy, law and order, religious freedom, democracy, among others. The so-called liberals in their chaotic chorus argue that developing nations like India should learn these things from the West. In fact, the same campaign is being spearheaded by Congress's sole decision-maker Rahul Gandhi. Lecturing India on democracy, Mr. Gandhi recently presented the West as a champion of democratic rights. But this unfounded advice is a bit too rich, especially at the current time. The entire world is currently looking to India to lead the way out of the current dismal time. This includes economic as well as geopolitical aspects. While the G20 presidency is splendidly displaying the geopolitical aspect, the recent bank collapses in the US have drawn our focus to what the world is expecting from India. After these developments, the liberals are forced to eat crow in this aspect as well. Namaste and welcome to TFI Post. I'm your host Ananya Sharma. Let's begin. Just a week ago, it was announced that SVB and Signature Bank had been shut down. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or the FDIC informed the public that the bank's assets have been seized. This has completely exposed the economic prudence of the US, its Federal Reserve and global credit rating agencies. It is no secret that United States governs with a heavy hand, with the Federal Reserve acting on whims and fancies. This has time and again caused economic strain throughout the world. The United States enjoys the benefit of the dollar being a dominant global currency. Resultantly, it arrogantly boosted off to improve its economy by callously printing more money and giving damn about its unsound economic structure. However, the recent reports suggest that the US is sitting on a time bomb that can explode at any time. It is stated that US banks are sitting on $620 billion in losses. Renowned economist Robert Kiyosaki has categorically predicted doomsday for more US banks. After analyzing the bank's economic history, he has claimed that Credit Suisse will be the next major bank to collapse in the US, and it indeed has. Here it is important to note that his warning sign should not be taken lightly, as he had successfully predicted the collapse of Lehman Brothers in 2008. Coincidentally, India's RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das is being praised the world over for managing the Indian economy soundly. He too has predicted that more US banks are about to collapse, and it is a rational fear that these back-to-back bank collapses in the US can trigger a global recession or start a domino effect. This underscores the great work that Mr. Shaktikanta Das has accomplished for India, which the governors of other countries can replicate. Mind you, the Reserve Bank of India is the banker of all banks, and it is under the RBI, under Shaktikanta Das, that has managed to safeguard Indian banks from structural collapse. This was not done through populist measures and a desire to earn self-praise. In fact, the RBI governor had to face challenges and accusations when the RBI gave the go-ahead for several bank mergers. A report was recently published by the RBI on the effectiveness of these bank mergers. The RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das was recently awarded the Governor of the Year award by Central Banking publication. As per the publication conferring the award, RBI Governor Das helped maneuver the ship as it faced multiple obstacles, with the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war being the two major tests. Notably, the Central Banking Publications is a financial publisher. It specializes in public policy and financial markets and places emphasis on central banks and international financial institutions. The publication noted that India's GDP has increased by nearly 90% in this decade. It added that GDP per capita has gone up by 70%. An average Indian earns an income equivalent to $2,400 per year, which is $1,000 more than the average in 2010. The central bank praised the efforts of RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das. It said it was in managing the COVID-19 crisis that Das had perhaps his greatest impact, appearing as a voice of calm amid the fear and steering the RBI deftly between intense political pressures on one side and economic disaster on the other. Under his tenure, India's digital payments in the form of UPI have flourished. India is now becoming the world's largest real-time payments market. In 2021, India saw a record 50 billion real-time transactions. As per the IMF, UPI has seen average annual growth rates of 160% since its launch in 2016. Additionally, Governor Das has been a vocal critic of private cryptocurrencies in India. Consequently, he has helped frame policies to safeguard against the threat to financial stability in the country. He has been leading from the front to make the Indian rupee an international currency, for which India is striking favorable agreements with foreign nations. Opening up Vostro accounts is on the same line. Moreover, the RBI also rolled out the digital rupee, India's central bank digital currency, or the CBDC. It is important to note that he took over the role when Urjit Patel abruptly left the post citing personal reasons. Earlier, as the Economic Affairs Secretary, he was the key man for planning and executing demonetization. He was also the brain behind rolling out the Goods and Services Tax, or the GST. In 2018-19, the left liberal cabal tried to project the appointment of Shaktikanta as the most controversial appointment in the history of the RBI governorship. They attacked him, citing that he has a master's degree in history and was at best an economic enthusiast. However, after assuming office in December 2018, he has calibrated India's monetary policy excellently to complement India's economic growth despite times of global hardship. Mind you, he has captained the Indian Central Bank at a time when the global economy has been in a state of turmoil. It has been facing challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war, among other major challenges. Without rushing for glory, self-praise, or running into controversies, RBI Governor Das has turned out to be a far better performer than two of his coveted economist predecessors. On the domestic front, his performance quelled the hyper-aggressive criticism of the opposition. But now, his contribution has started making rounds on the global stage as well. This award of Governor of the Year to RBI Governor Shaktikanta has not gone down well with the left liberal cabal. They can go on hyperventilating as long as they want, as who cares about their meltdown?